Today we're going to build a JavaScript function that finds the first non-consecutive number in an array. So we'll be given a list of numbers in array form. There will always be at least two numbers. It will always be an array. It can start negative or positive, and it will return the first non-consecutive number. If all the numbers are consecutive, the function will return null. Okay, let's go ahead and comment that out, so it doesn't try and read it when we're running our function. There we go. All right, so in order to check, so I've already created the function here. So non-consecutive, the input is an array. So here's where we've called the function, and I've input an array here. Starts at -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 4. So it misses the number 3. So the first non-consecutive number here is 4. So that's what our function should return. So in order to find out, or to go through each number and find out if it's consecutive or not, then we'll use a for loop. Of course, there are many other ways you could do this, but this is the one I'm using today. So we'll start at position 1, and I'll explain that in just a second. And then I is less than the length of the array, and we'll increment by 1 each time. So in order to check to see if a number is consecutive, we need to take a number, subtract the number before it, and find out if that's equal to 1. If it's not equal to 1, then the number's not consecutive. So to do that, we need to find out if the array at position I, and in this case that's position 1. So we'll start out with position 1, which is actually the second position, because 0 is the first position. So we take this number, subtract this number. If that's 1, then we go to the next one and do the same thing. If it's not, then we just return that number. Okay, so if array I minus array I minus 1 is not equal to 1, then we will return that number, array I. Okay, now if they're all consecutive, after we get through there, and we haven't got one that's not consecutive, then we'll return null. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that, see if it works. It should return 4, and it does return 4. So there's 4, and let's just say if we put in 3, okay, let's try that again. If we put in 3, then they should all be consecutive, and we should get null. So we run that, and we get null. So there we go. And let's take out 2. So our first non-consecutive should be 3. All right, that seems to work fine.